Good morning, everybody. I'm happy that we have joined you from Team Lusaka. We set. I don't know about people in the diaspora. How's everyone doing? I think we are now officially starting the meeting. I'm going to ask for a volunteer to open in prayer. Thank you so much.
Shall we pray? Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we thank you. We glorify your name. Thank you for allowing us to have this. We pray, Abba Father, that you be in our midst even as we have this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. So I think those that are outside Lusaka, you can start with your introductions. I don't know who's going to start. So tell us your name, tell us your expectation. And for those that have been with the Women for Global Fund Flourishers team, how has it been for you? So your name, expectation, how it's been for you. If you are new, you just end on your expectations. So I'm going to put Barbara on the spotlight. So Barbara, you can start. Barbara, you can start.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My name is Barbara Mwambidwa. I'm currently based in Dola. Well, best, I think most of the things.
What are your expectations?
Oh yeah, my expectations. Well, I'd like to know more concerning Women for Global Fund and most of the works that have been on the ground and the plans they have for us. Those are my expectations.
Okay, so for you who's been a flourisher for too long, how has it been for you?
Sorry?
For you that has been with the Flourishers team, how has it been for you?
Well, it has been okay. We've had many Zoom meetings where we've been highlighted, especially from our country focal points on what we can do, especially when it comes to diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, how best we can come in the community and how best we can help and request for help where we are in need. Yes. So it has been quite an amazing journey, especially when it comes to learning and relearning on how we can request for funding and also help where we see the need. So I would like also to really learn and know how the procedures work and the protocols around that.
All right, thank you so much, Barbara. We're now going to go to Tafara. Tafara, tell us your name, your expectation, and as a flourisher, what have you benefited so far from Women for Global Fund?
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so my name is Tafara Chinare. I'm currently based in Mungu, and my expectations are quite high So a lot of Zoom meetings we've attended so far. I've seen a lot of works being done in other countries, and I don't know what they have for us, so I really can't wait to hear what they have for us. My expectations are quite high, really, really high. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're now going to go to Biven Mwewa. Please tell us your name, your expectations. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Adolescent. I'm currently based in Luansha, and I'm new here. This is my first time attending this Zoom meeting. My expectations are quite high because this is my first time attending this meeting, and I want to know more about this this brand. I need to gain more knowledge about it. Yeah, my expectations are quite high. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So we're going to now go to the physical team, the team hosting, the team Lusaka. I'll just allow them to introduce themselves, their expectations. If you're new, let us know. Yeah. So we'll start with Natasha.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natasha Kashua from Lusaka. I am new and my expectations are high. I believe I'm going to learn a number of things and yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're now going to go to Sanana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sanana Kashweka, of course, from Lusaka. So I expect to learn more from everyone and also just to network with most of you guys that are far from us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gwen Chanda. I'm based here in Lusaka. This is my first time attending the meeting. My expectations are definitely to know more about Women for Global Fund in terms of knowledge sharing and being empowered. Thank you.
Okay, my name's Chiza Kumwenda and I'm based in Lusaka. I'm new in this group, so my expectations are to learn more about this brand.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm hoping that those that have not yet joined us are going to join us. I'm now going to ask the Women for Global Fund team to introduce themselves as well. Yes, I don't know who's going to start from the Women for Global Fund team, but the floor is yours now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for making time out to be here for today's webinar. And I bring you greetings from a global coordinator as well. Thank you, Vesta. I am Brenda Forming, the programs lead for Women for Global Fund. I'm calling in from Cameroon and truly elated just getting all of you introduce yourselves and the impact of your journey with us so far and what you look forward to come 2024. So I would really love to yield the floor to my colleagues to also introduce themselves, but I'm really very excited being in this room and sharing this space with you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brenda.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here with you today. My name is Alia Mimi, and I am the Gender Advocacy Lead at Women for Global Fund, and I am based in Morocco. Thank you, Bester, for this initiative, and happy to meet all of you today.
Hi,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Uh,
Hi.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Bester. I wanted to start thanking you for putting up and arranging this meeting. I am very looking forward to meeting all of you this morning. And I am the communications leading woman for the Global Fund. My name is Andrea Guillem. So I'll be here in charge of managing the Zoom. So I hope we have a great morning.
Thank you so much, Angela and the team, for according us this opportunity to meet, especially as it is the first Flourishers meeting in the 13 countries. It's really humbling and hoping that we're going to also reach your expectations. So right about now, I'm going to hand over to Brenda, who's going to take us in our first session for this meeting. Brenda, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. Yeah. So it's literally very elating just getting to know what your expectations are in this particular meeting today. As I earlier on introduced myself, I am Brenda Forming, the program's lead for Women for Global Fund, and it's truly an honor being able to present my global coordinator, Angela Leon Casares, today. And so I will be taking you through basically our key milestones of 2023. It's really going to give you an outlook, or better still, paint a better picture for you to be able to understand Women for Global Fund as a movement, and also, you know, like the ecosystem, the milestones that we've been able to reckon in the past year, and what we look forward to this year, and how you all come in as Flourishers from Zambia. It's really very exciting getting to, you know, meet all of you and literally just take you through our milestones. And so as of 2023, basically, we also were able to lead women's engagement with the Global Fund, translating women's needs into gender transformative quality interventions. And so our accomplishments encompass, you know, like the mentorship program that was able to span across 5 different countries, being Ghana, India, Morocco, Cameroon, Tanzania. And you can literally see basically like our different tools that were, you know, created as a result of that. We literally have the digital dossier that is to help you, you know, navigate the Global Fund processes. We also have the introduction to our new tools, the gender transformative advocacy tool. We have navigating the gender transformation grant cycle 7, and also this, you know, like the Pathfinder as well. These are all, you know, available on, I'm so sorry. These are all available on, you know, like our site. Aliyah is gonna be taking you through that moving forward. So sorry. So we also have the Women for Global Fund Accountability Toolkit, and the very first person we introduced, you know, like herself, literally was able to talk about the impact of being a flourisher for the period of time, which has a lot to empowering, you know, women and girls to be at the front lines of advocacy, and just being able to track Global Fund investments, to be able to advocate for equitable HIV, TB, malaria services for women in all their diversity. And so this is where the Women for Global Fund Accountability Toolkit comes in. So we were able to strengthen capacities of women to enable monitoring of the Global Fund's fight against TB, malaria, and HIV services, and also the promotion of gender equality in Tanzania. And so we successfully also launched the community-led monitoring academy. And this academy literally had over 52 participants from, I think, 9 different countries. And it was really a very insightful one, because it was, you know, more about laying more emphasis on the need for the use of this particular toolkit, and why women and in their diversity within different communities literally have to be at the front lines of this. And so our journey has been punctuated by the creation of innovative tools, such as scorecards for community-led monitoring. And so we were also able to have like Cameroon and Tanzania women-led organizations accomplish activities successfully. So in Cameroon, the CLM initiative that was conducted was was on sexual gender-based violence, and in Tanzania it was on cervical cancer. And you can literally find, you know, like more in depth on this on our sites as well. Yeah, and just moving on to the next, as a global movement, we were also able to have, our voices heard loud and clear in global convents. We also we went to Tanzania to support the CLM process on cervical cancer, like I've earlier said. We also attended the World Health Summit in Berlin, Germany. We're also able to call for action at the UN General Assembly and the high-level meeting on TB in New York. We were also able to, collaborate at different side events and also host, our own side events at Women Deliver Conference, and also held the Women for Global Fund annual meeting. And of course, not leaving out ICASA conference, where we were also, our presence was felt, our voices were heard, and we were able to build synergies as a result of that. And that defines our next strategic directions for 2024. So sorry, I'm not sure what is going on right now. Okay, great. So we were fighting for what counts, and that's literally one of our projects that we were able to have. It was focused on engaging women to act on gender transformative actions through meaningful advocacy. And so this was able to increase knowledge on the Global Fund allocation cycle, 2023 to 2025, through the dissemination and sharing of clear, concise, and targeted information through our digital platforms. And also women and girls' needs were identified and requested to be included in the funding request of HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria. We also had the gender equality and human rights now, the meaningful participation of women and girls in the pandemic treaty process. And as a result of this, basically, we were able to have a call to action that had over 107 women and girls from 92 different organizations from 24 countries around the world. And advocacy activities around this were all geared towards promoting gender equality and inclusion of women and girls in the diversity in the pandemic treaty process. And so yeah, you could literally see what the global health governance looks like. And you can find this as well on, on our website as well, to literally be able to understand in depth what this is all about. There's also currently a call for participation of young people to be able to participate in the zero draft process, where you can literally be able to give feedback on that. I think Besta should be able to share that with you, because an email has been sent to national focal points on that. So it will be good for you to be part of the process to, be able to shape the process moving forward. And, just moving to our 2023 indicators, which literally, excites me a whole lot. When it comes to online, impact, we're able to record over 7,700 profile views, and we're able to have a reach of over 46,400 reach. We had a strong engagement and follow-up via MailChimp and newsletters. And for our, webinars and workshops and meetings, we reckoned an attendance of over 762 attendees. And for meetings and networks growth, were able to conduct and attend 52 in-person meetings, and we expanded our network with 73 new engagements. When we look at the advocacy efforts as well, we're able to have over 12 position notes or position papers created and different various advocacy materials, and also a new regional hub established and leadership tools developed. And so when we look at our community mobilization achievements, we hosted 8 events, 6 campaigns with notable reach on significant days focused on TB, malaria, and gender-based violence. And literally, we were able to achieve 8 collaborations on social media campaigns and have women directly involved, as well as, you know, partnerships with different organizations to be able to, you know, tailor this. And when we look at our advocacy platforms as well, we had work in 3 linguistic platforms, being the English with over 201 recon. We had French 110 and Spanish speaking communities, 16 of them. And, you know, when it comes to collaborative efforts, we had 2 different collaborative impacts. And for outreaches, we're able to have literally, you know, a total of 853 engagement when it came to our videos, and also like a reach of 12,147 engagement when it comes to the code names we had going on. Well, this is literally going to be it for now. I think I'll go to so sorry. So I think I'm definitely going to go to the next by literally saying that, you know, all of this should never have been possible without national focal points and, you know, like the Flourish groups. And definitely this has to do with you being at the center of it, attending, you know, like the webinars, the workshops, being more, you know, aware and more informed on global fund processes and how you could literally shape decision-making processes through advocacy, through evidence-based advocacy. And so thanks to you, thanks to partners, thanks to our partners, thanks to the Women for Global Fund ecosystem in general, we were able to accomplish quite a whole lot in the year 2023. And this definitely defines basically the work we do in our fight against, in the Global Fund fight against HIV, TB, malaria, but being able to center women and girls in all their diversity, and not leaving out the fact that, you know, we are a global movement of over 350 advocates, spanning 62 different countries. And so this is, you know, this has been it in the year 2023. And as we look forward to, not literally looking forward to, this is 2024. And as we are focused on a more disruptive gender equality roadmap for 2024 for women in all their diversity, we believe that you being at the center of our work is definitely a step and a push in the right direction. And so thank you so much for making out time to be here. And I'm looking forward to sharing more in the course of the webinar, but I would love to yield the floor back to Besta, who will take us through the program, you know, like till the end. Thank you so much. And Besta, the floor is yours. Thank you.
So, visitation. When I look at the program or the agenda, I'm wondering why I have to speak after you as a giant. And now feeling that I must be able to make any decision. But looking at the role that I have as a focal point person, I think mine is to see to it that flourishers are connected in the place in spaces of change. Let's look at the CCM. Right now, as I am speaking to everyone, the CCM is having their annual elections, and the call was made open 2 months ago. I don't know who saw the call, but we had a lot of young women that were vying for the position, and hopefully today we are going to know who our youth representative under the
country coordinating mechanism is going to be. And our duty is to support the young person, because what we're pushing for is gender in the system, and whether the adolescent young woman is going to be the alternate member or the CCM representative, ours as the Women for Global Fund national focal point person or the Flourishers is going to ensure that we support them and rally behind them. And also we want to see to it that our Flourishers attending these meetings, it's not only about them, but also going back and creating another group where we have 10 flourishers, reach to 10 other flourishers. And by the end of the day, we know that we're making impact when it comes to pushing the agenda for adolescent girls and young women. As of now, I'm going to ask Alia to pick it up and give us a presentation from her end.
Thank you so much, Bester. As I said earlier, my name is Alia and I am the gender advocacy lead. I've had the opportunity to work with NFPs from different countries and also flourish groups, whether it was for our mentorship programs or for some advocacy work. I will not have actually a presentation. I will just, speak to you about how adolescent girls and young women can work with Women for Global Fund for their advocacy strategies and mentorship programs. As you know, also you, Bester, from your own experience, flourishers can bring a wealth of personal experience and insights to the table. They have, lived the experience of gender inequality, health disparities, so they know about what is happening in their own countries. So their involvement in our advocacy and advocacy in general efforts really ensures that the voices of the most affected are heard, and that we are thinking about solutions to to inform that by their lived realities. So we, as Women for Global Fund, we have organized several mentorship programs where we had the opportunity to gather our national focal points with their Flourish group to really take the moment to inform them about the Global Fund processes, how they can be engaged in the process. As you know, last year was a crucial year where countries submitted their funding request. So it was really important to empower young women to really be engaged in the process, to understand, the different steps of submitting the funding request of the grant making process. So we had really to leverage their experience to advocate for policies and programs that really address the specific needs of women and girls within the context of HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria. So we supported the Flourish groups and NFPs to be engaged in policy dialogues, in the country dialogues, in community mobilizations, but also in our advocacy campaign. If you take a look at our social media, you will see that many national focal points and Flourish group participated to our advocacy campaigns. To make sure that there is a specific gender intervention in the Global Fund programs, and also to raise awareness about the gender dimensions of HIV, TB, and malaria, and to push for gender responsive approaches, whether it is in the funding, programming, and service delivery of Global Fund programs. So I think that through these mentorship programs, we've been able to train adolescent girls and young women to also serve as mentors within Women for Global Fund, so they can provide guidance and support to other women and to other girls that are working in the field of HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria. And we are making sure that there is through peer support and mentorship programs, so they can empower their peers to become also advocates for their own health and rights. And we want really to foster a culture of, I mean, resilience, self-determination, and also to make sure that they have all the skills, all the tools to really advocate for their rights. So the final idea for me is that these mentorship programs, I mean, we give all the informations, we give all the school, all the skills, all the tools for young women to really center the leaderships and expertise on them. We want to strengthen their advocacy efforts and capacities, and really to ensure that when there is a really important decision-making meetings or dialogue, or when they are meeting stakeholders or decision makers, that they are not only beneficiaries, but they have an active role as participant and as decision makers in the response to HIV, TB, and malaria. And also we want to make sure that their contribution is not only, I mean, improving the effectiveness of interventions, but also to promote gender equality and social justice, and also to make sure that the needs and priorities of women in all their diversity are taken into consideration in the Global Fund programs. And we have prepared a set of tools and resources that I will present to you later, including, I mean, the guides on the Grant Cycle 7 and how women can navigate the Global Fund process. I will also present to you some other documents on advocacy, on community-led monitoring. So we are so I'm making sure that really women are engaged in all aspects of the Global Fund's programs, and in general in the response to HIV, TB, and malaria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alia. So I'm just going to, well, we've reached a point where if you know you've got questions, let us know. The team is ready to answer your questions. I know this has been a whole lot to digest. So if you know you've got a question, those that are saying, no, I'm new in this group, my expectations are high from the presentations. If you feel you are not clear about something, please ask now. My team is ready to answer. I'm ready to answer. I don't know who's going to go first. Those that are online, raise your hands. We'll see you. We've got a question here from Natasha.
Yeah. My name is Natasha. Thank you. So the expectations here are to bring gender equality in HIV, TB, and malaria. Now, I wanted to know if you're also focusing on cervical cancer, looking at it's more of a woman disease. And I believe in my country, people are not aware of it, and it's there. So it should be, I don't know if it's a question or it's a suggestion, it should be one of the major thing we focus on. Thank you.
So I don't know who's going to respond to that, if it is Alia, Angela, or Brenda.
So Angela is not here with us today. I will respond. So we've been working on ensuring access to, I mean, comprehensive cervical cancer services in Tanzania. So we have supported, I mean, a women-led organization in Tanzania to really advocate for I mean, focused cervical cancer prevention, screening, and treatment services. And it was actually a community-led monitoring project where women were, able to gather data collected via this, community-led monitoring system. So they really analyzed, the quality of services regarding cervical cancers, and we really took notes on the importance of addressing gender-based violence issues. In terms of accessing cervical cancer services, we have worked on several documents to really highlight the key findings about knowledge about cervical cancer, about the availability, accessibility, and affordability of the services, about gender-based violence and support services. And also we worked with women-led organization in Tanzania to really raise awareness about, the cultural beliefs and preferences of women in terms of cervical cancer services. And the documents that we have prepared is really important because it enables us really to understand the policy changes in the countries, and to really implement policies that ensure that there is a comprehensive cervical cancer services delivery, screening, and treatment. For now, we don't have, a clear idea about how we will support organizations or women movements working on cervical cancer, but it is something that we are focusing on. And I will let Brenda, add any information that she wants. Thank you.
I think I really do not have anything to add because Aliyah has literally touched on, like everything that the CLM initiative in Tanzania and cervical cancer was all about. But, just being able to point to the fact that at the end of the day, the evidence-based advocacy is what comes in. And you literally see how the community, the women in the 4 different communities we reached out to, were literally empowered to be at the front lines of this process. And, at the end of everything, based off the data gathered, the evidence and all of that, there is now the advocacy brief that is being done and the call to actions to stakeholders. So you get to see where, like evidence-based advocacy comes in, and how tracking global fund investment comes in as well, and ensuring that women in the diversity in the different communities are literally at the center or put at the forefront. So I don't know if this answers your question, or if you literally would want to ask for a follow-up question for more clarity. We are definitely open to answering. Thank you.
Sanana, you can ask. Yes, Brenda. So I have a question. How does Women for Global Fund support versus young women when it comes to substance abuse? Looking at we have a huge number of TB cases on young women. So, like, how does substance abuse also come in when it comes to looking at it? That we're also it's also in line with the TB tuberculosis thing. Brenda and Anya, did you get the question?
Could you kindly take the question again, please? You've asked about the rise of TB in Zambia, for example, and I don't know if you're asking how linked it is to substance abuse. So please, could you come again?
Yes, that's what I meant.
The linkage of TB to substance abuse.
Yes.
Okay, Aliyah, would you want to start with this? And I could.
Honestly, I mean, I cannot give you like a specific answer about, I mean, the linkage between TB and substance abuse. But as you know, I mean, the mandate of Women for Global Fund is to work with women in all their diversity. We are working with women who use drugs. We are working with women, I mean, for the response to TB. The idea is how we support, I mean, women-led organizations or women movements is that we can do, I mean, an assessment of, I mean, the needs and the priorities for, I mean, women and who use substances, and we can also, I mean, have an advocacy campaign. We can engage with stakeholders, make sure that if you have, I mean, some key asks, to make sure that I mean, stakeholders, donors are aware about that. We can, I mean, make sure that you are engaged in the decision making, I mean, meetings. We can make sure that, I mean, your voice is being heard, and that, I mean, we can support you in terms of preparing strategic documents like policy or advocacy briefs, and also support you in really making sure that this information and these needs are really shared with stakeholders, and also support you in terms of I cannot say like directly resource mobilizations, but at least making sure that, I mean, donors and stakeholders are aware about that.
Well, yeah, well, thank you, Aliyah. Just being able to add to what Aliyah has to say, I think we really need to go back to the basis, and I hope this answers your question, Besta. So it's very important for us to start by understanding that TB is caused by bacterium, right? And it's the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And it actually usually attacks the lungs, but the TB can also attack, you know, like the bacteria can attack other parts of the body, such as the kidney, the spine, the brain. And so not everyone who is infected with the TB bacteria becomes sick. But now when you talk about the linkage of this particular TB to people who use illicit drugs, basically, it's been identified that they are at a key risk group for TB, right? So examinations of illicit drug use networks has potential to assess, you know, like the risk of TB exposure and disease progression. So it's more about the risk of likely, you know, like being infected with TB as a result of, you know, like the use of drugs. So actually what comes in handy is one of the key things to note is that people who misuse drugs or alcohol basically have a greater risk of catching TB. And it goes back basically to, you know, what Aliyah has literally said, because you're talking about the linkage of, you know, like people who use drugs to literally TB infection and all of that. I think basically the linkage to this is, you know, what we do as Women for Global Fund now. So there is the fight against TB, and the fact that it's literally linked also to the use of drugs. And so what comes in is we could be able to, we definitely go back to the Women for Global Fund accountability toolkit, and that's the use of the community-led monitoring initiative. And so through the CLM initiative, we can be able to launch an initiative that is literally targeted at, you know, like the PWUD key population, by virtue of the fact that they are at risk of, you know, at greater risk of TB, and, you know, be able to gather information, the different steps. It could be the 5-step or 6-step methodology that we're going to use to, you know, like conduct or implement a particular project in a jurisdiction. Let's say, for example, in Lusaka, because you're asking from the context of Zambia. So we can say, for example, in Lusaka, and we would put women who form this particular key, women in their diversity who are under this particular key population of PWUD, people who use drugs, you know, and literally launch a CLM initiative. Why are we doing this? To be able to give feedback to stakeholders on basically what the needs of, you know, like women who use drugs, women in the diversity who use drugs are. And the only way we get to do this is, firstly, we have to gather the data. Secondly, from the data, we are able to, like consult with the women in the communities as well. From then, we now would have to launch an advocacy effort to be able to bring in evidence or data. So that's a database evidence-based advocacy, sorry. And so this will happen through the policy briefs, through advocacy briefs, through call to actions to stakeholders at different levels. We have government, we have organization, we have community level. And so all these different, advocacy efforts are going to happen. And then there is also feedback as well, like to the Global Fund when it comes to basically Global Fund investment towards this particular cause. So I hope you get to understand like the big breakdown, basically like how it works. But then I think one of the core things to be able to understand is literally the fact that TB is caused by the mycobacterium tuberculosis, and it's not caused by, like the use of drugs. I hope you understand that. But then people who use drugs definitely are at a greater risk of, having TB. I hope you understand the linkage now. I hope it's literally very clear for you.
Thank you so much. Sanana, was that clear?
Very much clear. Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to ask the online people, Barbara, Blessed, Brenda, Mola, or Tafara, if you've got any questions. So starting with Mola. Mola, can you get me? Mola, can you get me?
Hi, Mommy.
Morning, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have.
All right, thank you so much. Tafara, do you have any questions?
For now, no, I don't have any questions.
Barbara, do you have any questions?
Yes, I have.
Please go ahead and ask.
Okay. My question goes to our leaders. I wanted to find out. I know this is one of the thing that is being omitted, especially when it comes to health related issues, the aspect of mental health. As much as we are talking about GBV, we're talking about tuberculosis, malaria, HIV. We also have to also talk about mental health. So I wanted to find out from our leaders, is there any program that is also looking at the aspect of mental health for the people that have any plans or any initiative around mental health that we can introduce, especially to people that have been victims of GBV, also tuberculosis? There is some stigma when people think when you have tuberculosis, you have HIV, and so when you're taking anti-tuberculosis, people are thinking maybe this person, we know when somebody's immune compromised, yes, they are prone to malaria, they are prone to tuberculosis. But then people have that mentality to say when you have TB, you have HIV, you have the virus in you have the HIV virus. How do we work around mental health, especially in sensitizing communities around these issues?
Hi, Barbara. Thank you so much for your question. It's literally a very crucial one. That's a very smart question. I'm not saying that every other question wasn't smart, by the way. Thumbs up to all the questions asked so far. I think your question is literally very crucial because, I mean, mental health definitely defines the state of health on its own. And, your question tailored on literally understanding if there's a specific project that is tailored on mental health for, like the Global Fund's fight against HIV, TB, malaria. for women in their diversity. I mean, that is part of, can I say, the CLM package? Let me put it that way. Although this is not some sort of PR or marketing strategy I'm doing for CLM, but that is a community-led monitoring package. So what we do, let me just give a very, striking, a very pragmatic example. So for the CLM initiative on SGBV that was conducted by one of our partners, HEDEX in Cameroon, targeting 200 AGYW in Cameroon, in Yaoundé, at the central region of Cameroon. One of the core things that happened was Women for Global Fund had to train, our partners and support them to be able to implement this project. And so it targeted AGYW. And definitely when we talk about sexual gender-based violence, you sure do understand what it leads. I hope you all do. If you understand, if you know what sexual gender-based violence is, please raise your hands. Let me not just assume. Kindly just give me a thumbs up or say something on the chat box. I want to be sure. Sexual gender-based violence. Okay, I see some reactions. Barbara has confirmed. Are we all here? I want to see more reactions. Everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up if you understand. Mula, Tefara, Brenda, Blessed. Are we together? Besta, Barbara, do you all understand sexual gender-based violence? Okay, since nobody's responding, we all have smart gadgets, so I'll give you as an assignment. Just look it up on Google, definitely. So you get to realize that the aspect of mental health is literally a very crucial aspect when it comes to conducting an initiative of this magnitude, right? Targeting adolescent girls and young women. And so there was definitely a therapist, like licensed therapist, or better still, counselors that were part of the team in implementing this project, because of course it takes a lot for victims of SGBV to be able to open up. There's definitely the emotional breakdown. And so the psychosocial support, which is literally crucial, like you asked, is part of the CLM, package that comes with it, because we have this, trained, licensed experts who are therapists or counselors who literally are there for psychosocial support for the different targets that we have, the different targeted communities that we are targeting for whatever CLM initiative that we have running. So that was one of the things I literally had to flag. And I think having you all ask questions that revolve around CLM, I think it's literally crucial for us to be able to have a CLM academy specifically with you, so that you literally get to understand basically what the Women for Global Fund Accountability Toolkit is, what the community-led monitoring is, and basically how it works, and how you can be part and parcel of the process, basically. I think you get to understand, you get to have a better picture of it. But of course, yes, it's part of the CLM. And this is definitely through the trained and licensed experts that we have, who are who come in in the capacity of giving psychosocial support, because we understand that TB, HIV, malaria could be very daunting to women in the diversity, and definitely psychosocial support is definitely something that we cannot leave out of the spectrum when it comes to conducting CLM initiatives. I hope this definitely answers your question, or I don't know if you have any other questions in that concern, to that effect, sorry.
Thank you, Brenda. It does. Again, I wanted to find out, can I add a follow-up question? All right. I wanted to find out, I lost it. I wanted to find out, is there any assistance or help if we at all came up with an initiative that looked at the wellness of the people that are going through, the people that have tuberculosis, HIV, and GBV, if we came out where we approach the aspects of mental health?
Well, thank you for that particular question. I think it literally has to, for HIV, TB, malaria, I think it literally falls back to the care packages within different countries, right? still using Cameroon as a case study, I think one of the crucial things was literally being able to create more awareness on the SGBV packages in the country, because we got to realize that a lot of these AGYW really do not even have understanding or information on what the SGBV packages are, because the SGBV packages is a complete package on its own. It covers your mental health, it covers several other aspects. So of course there are those packages, but then there is a need. I think where the gap is currently, like where you as a flourisher, where Women for Global Fund comes in, I mean, we've been bridging that gap for a period of time now, is basically being able to create more awareness on the care packages that are in the different national contexts, and being able to expose, like women in their diversity towards, assessing the care packages, because the care packages, like I said, it's literally complete. It's able to, it contains literally, for example, like the SGBV, it actually addresses mental health and all these other aspects. And I think it's definitely applicable to, the others as well. So it's all about awareness on what the care packages are, and accessibility to the care packages. I hope this answers your concern when it comes to the question you asked, but if you still have a follow-up question, please do let me know. I will definitely respond to it. But I think I've lost you. I don't know. You are breaking. Can you hear me? Can you all hear Bester?
No, it's breaking.
Yeah, it's breaking. Oh, so sorry. Bester, we can barely hear you. I hope that answers your question. No, we can't.
Hi Brenda, can you hear me now?
Perfect, thank you.
All right, so I was saying the new terms that we've gotten to hear today, I think some of the things we might know, but it's just the terminology that we're not quite sure of. I don't know if we've got any. I don't know if we've got any.
I don't know if we've got any. Please let us know as we go to the next thing on our agenda. Do we have any questions? I don't know if you can now hear me. Brenda, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Bester.
All right, okay. When we got to start our meeting, we had people talking about their expectations, what is expected of them as flourishers, what they're expecting from the Women for Global Fund team, the kind of initiatives that I had for them. So I'm just going to take it to Brenda and Alia to just, to Brenda and Besta to just take us through the roles and expectations for the flourishers, because most of them will say, no, our expectations are high, they are high. So for Brenda, I don't know, what expectations do you have as a Women for Global Fund for our flourishers? And I'm going to still take it back to the flourishers, because when you say my expectations are high, this is a general term. Why don't you break it so that we get to know how we can meet your expectations? I think before I bring in you, Brenda, let me ask my team here to mention at least one of the expectations from the presentations and how far we've gone. What are they expecting as flourishers? So to start with, we're going to start with Patricia Mumba, who's going to introduce herself and then tell us one of our expectations after the presentations that she's had. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Patricia, and it's my first time here in this meeting. But my expectations really are just to learn more on the roles that the organizations are taking up, especially when it comes to women and health. So I'm also expecting to learn how the whole organization just works, the plans that they have maybe for this year or the next 6 months. So yeah, and also just from the previous presentations that was done, I think I got to learn quite a few things that I really didn't know about, which is a good thing. So for me, really, I really want to learn. So I expect to at least walk away with some knowledge after this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patricia. Hope, Brenda, you're taking note of that expectation. I'm going to go to Priscilla now. Priscilla, we're waiting. Okay, as Priscilla is still thinking of her expectation, we're going to go to Gwen now.
Hi everyone. So being my first time here, my expectations are really to just know more about Women for Global Fund. And the other thing is also to find out what tools or things they have put in place in order to achieve their advocacy strategy for the rights of the women and the girls in general. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gwen. We're now going to Sanana. Sanana, what are you expecting as a flourisher?
Okay, I mean, it's so wonderful to be here, and I'm very much happy that I'm part and parcel of this wonderful team. So, what I expect from the team, I expect to learn more of about the Global Fund for Women. Then, apart from that, I expect us to be having more of such meetings. So at least even as we are out there in the field, even as we're out there in the community, at least we have the knowledge, we have the information to reach out to our fellow women. Then apart from that, I expect to see more of networking. I believe there's power in networking, because in as much as we are there networking, we get to learn more from each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanana. Alia, Brenda, what are your reactions to these expectations before I go to those online? Or rather, I go to those online, then you get to respond to all the expectations. Barbara, what are your expectations as a flourisher?
My expectations as a flourisher is to really expand in our area of work as we get to learn more on the objectives for women, for global health, for Global Fund, I mean, and also career growth and opportunities, or any trainings that are there available for us, where probably they realize a gap needs to be built. At least they are there to include us in all the programs where we do not know their plans yet this year, their objectives. They haven't yet highlighted them, all of them, to us. So that we can be able to meet those expectations I think that's all from me.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Tafara, what are your expectations as a flourisher? You guys have been asking questions. Now, what's our role as flourishers? What are we supposed to do in country? So this is a moment where you get to ask those questions. So feel free to ask. Tafara, you can ask now.
Okay, thank you very much. So for me, looking at all the other webinars we like attended, I saw that in other flourisher groups, they're doing a lot of activities. Like I've seen them being helped, being trained to do that work. So looking at our country, I've noticed we have a lot of, like we have high numbers of teenage pregnancy, drug abuse among young people. So I just want to, my expectations that I don't know what they have for us. I'm really curious, but I strongly believe we're going to get the right training and the right material and the right skills we need to be able to help out and just advocate for what we really believe in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Safari. I'm also excited to see what Brenda, Alia, Angela, the Women for Global Fund team have for us, what activities we're going to do, if we're going to fly to Morocco and just get to meet Alia, if we're going to go to one of these countries and just dialogue. It's going to be a nice thing. Mola, what are your expectations? Mola, are you online?
Sorry, I was having challenges with my network here.
All right. So, what are you? Yes,
Okay,
we can. What are you expecting?
Okay, my expectations as to acquire more knowledge on women's healthy, gender-based violence, the vulnerability of women in society, and how is drug abuse contributing to HIV. Thank you.
Blessed, what are expectations?
Um, like I said, I'm new here, so I've learned a lot from the time we started this meeting, and based on the presentations which was here, and my expectations to acquire more knowledge about this same fund and program, so that I can get to understand the connection which is there on drug abuse, how it's connected, drug abuse to what's this, to tuberculosis, and how this thing can be, can be worked on, and yeah.
Thank you so much, Blessed. So over to you, Brenda and Ali. I don't know who's going to start first.
Oh, never mind. I'll talk about this. Thank you all for sharing your expectations and what you look forward to. And also basically like the questions around expectations from Women for Global Fund. And this literally takes me to very core things I wanna, like just touch on. Literally would be expecting flourishers to be able to join our training sessions that are aimed towards building and strengthening your knowledge on, our projects, our tools, our resources. If you look very well, I've been able to share a link on the chat section to the digital dossier. please kindly ensure, let me just share my screen so you see this. I think it's really very crucial for you. Just please give me a second. I want you to be able to, have access to the digital dossier. So yes, so like I was saying, this is the digital dossier. I hope you all can see my screen. So when you get to the Women for Global Fund website, you would see the digital dossier. It's literally going to take you through the mentorship program, it's going to take you through and all the different materials you need. It will take you through the Grand Cycle 7, every material you need on CLM. I said everything. Advocacy and women's engagement is definitely going to take you through all of that. The Global for key informations that you need, it will take you through, as well as the communication products and tools, what you need to know. And then definitely, our documents as well, the position note, the GT7 guides, the report on empowering, CCAP Tanzania, the policy brief, literally everything. So please, 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 please do visit our website, And so like we would be expecting you to join all training sessions we have. It's really very crucial for you. It's very crucial for your capacity development or capacity strengthening. And it is very crucial that we have your participation in this year, when it comes to that effect. We will definitely communicate with you constantly on our workshops, on our training sessions and all of that. And what we expect from you is your participation, your attendance, and definitely feedbacks on what the training session was like and how is this relatable to your context, and how is it applicable to the thematic areas of work that you're all passionate about. I think the very next will be literally having you be at the forefront of webinars, e-learning sessions, as well as reviewing our communication and advocacy products that we develop. We will be looking forward to having you, be on board for that. We are also looking at being able to also be of help as well in the aspect of strategically positioning women in the diversity, definitely for flourishes as well, to engage in global for national processes. And so that has to do with the CCM too. So we are looking forward to being able to make that possible for, the national focal points and flourishes in, the different countries. We were able to accomplish this with a couple of national focal points last year, Ghana being one of them as well. And we are looking at, being able to have that in a couple of other countries as well. So this is the kind of support we are looking forward to giving a national focal points and flourishes. We also would love to be able to have you all shared, we'll be able to have the possibility of sharing national updates, lessons, and reflections that relate to the Global Fund with you, because it's literally very, very crucial. So you should be on the lookout for that. Another, crucial aspect is having you shape key decision-making processes as well as Global Fund processes, which is one of our strategic priorities for this year, basically. We are looking into that. We are actually working towards that, and we have actually started. For example, we have been able to disseminate the UN consultation on the zero draft to have young people give feedback. And we are looking at, having national focal points and the flourishes participate in this. So it's really a very crucial. We really want to be able to create more avenues to have you shape key global decision making spaces and processes this year. Another crucial aspect is also to identify essential communication resources that Women for Global Fund should develop that are essential for you, that is young women in the context of the Global Fund. So we will be looking at doing this hands in gloves with you, and definitely not leaving out the aspect of capacity building and opportunities. And this could cut across fellowships, conferences, and all these other opportunities. So we should have like a register where we actually have an interactive calendar, which is really very crucial. It defines, our activities for the year 2024, more like our roadmap, and how we look forward towards engaging Flourishers and national focal points this year through campaigns, through conferences and fellowships and different opportunities. And so we'll definitely be sharing these opportunities with you. And of course, why not recommending being a reference if you need us to support your application processes and all of that. We have quite a couple of opportunities, but we felt the need for you to be able to have grounded knowledge on our tools, on our projects, on our resources, and then we would definitely be able to, after that, conduct a needs assessment as well with you all to be able to know how to better support you when it comes to building your capacities, and also for your professional development in terms of what opportunities to share with you. So all in all, I think it is literally just to let you know that you are very much a very valued member of our community. You are very much a valued member of a community, and we are definitely prioritizing your your invaluable participation in global fund processes this year, and also looking at avenues towards ensuring that your capacity is being built and strengthened, and you also have like the support you need when it comes to different opportunities. And this would definitely happen through our webinars. This would definitely happen through the use of our resources and our tools. This would definitely happen through your participation in training sessions and workshops and meetings that we conduct. And this would definitely happen through opportunities that we will share with you and we will support you through applying for. And also key decision-making processes we will share with you in the form of consultations from the UN, from the Global Fund, from different key global spaces that will accord you the opportunity to be able to shape decision-making. I hope this literally, creates a certain level of, can I say, assurance, or basically something to hold on to in as much as 2024 is concerned with your engagement with Women for Global Fund. And it definitely answers your expectations and the questions you've asked. I don't know if any person has any other expectations or questions, but that will be it from my end. I would love to yield the floor back to Besta, and still standing on this, that you are very much valued and we appreciate your presence as a valued member of our ecosystem till this point in time, and we're looking forward to doing more and doing even better in 2024 with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brenda. So there's a hand here.
Hi, Brenda. Thank you. This is Patricia. So I just wanted, maybe you mentioned it, but I should have missed it. Activities for this year. What activities do you have planned for this year?
Thank you for that. The activities we have planned for this year would sure be communicated to you, because we have a strategic planning meeting with national focal points. So after that strategic planning meeting, you will definitely have confirmations from your national focal point. I hope that is fine with you.
Yes, thank you very much. That's fine.
All right, Brenda, thank you so much. Those online, do you have any questions? Have your expectations been met?
Hi. Hello.
Yes, Barbara, you can go ahead.
Okay, Barbara here. My question, okay, somebody has already asked to say the activities, and the response has been given that the activities will be given through our focal point. My follow-up question on that is, would like to know our roles, specific roles, and I know it has been mentioned our career building and growth. I've heard in the presentation and how opportunities will be shared amongst us, which is good. That's one thing I'd like to know our specific roles this year, as we'll be waiting for activities for the year. And then the other follow-up question is, are there any plans that or any opportunities of us meeting in one space this year where we can have an in-person meeting? Yeah.
Thank you so much for that question. I think it's very important for me to first of all flag that Women for Global Fund, is literally very concerned about empowering young women in their diversity to be part and parcel of Global Fund processes, and shaping these processes. And I think where Flourishes come in is literally being part of, like the different empowerment avenues we create. And this is through the mentorship programs, the CLM Academy, and several other, like training, trainings, workshops, meetings, webinars that we have mapped out, and also like different campaigns and different opportunities that we have created to this effect. And basically it's literally virtual. And so it's not like we are saying that we are expecting, we have some very ambitious roles or expectations of, like flourishes from like the 10 focal countries, national focal point countries. Not really. So we are actually more focused on basically ensuring that a gender transformative approach has women at the forefront, and also very much involved in Global Fund processes. I hope you definitely understand where I'm driving at. And so there is a need for like empowering, holding up space for these women. And so this is only possible through the training that we provide, through the tools, the resources that we already have designed, for you to be able to have a perfect mastery, and also leverage on the different channels we have created to shape these different processes. And so our expectations from my end, or your role, would definitely not be a role per se, but basically your participation, you leveraging on the opportunities we are creating for you. And that takes me to basically all I shared at the start when Bessa was asking on, like the expectations of Women for Global Fund, or basically like roles of Women for Global Fund from the Flourishers. And that is what I was saying. I was able to touch across building your capacity, leveraging on the avenues we have been able to create, use of our tools and toolkits, support national focal points like what we have done currently to be able to have this trainings, both hybrid, like online and in person, as well as, be able to create opportunities for you, through conferences, fellowships, and all of that, opportunities you could apply for. And if you get these opportunities, it creates more visibility, and more opportunities for you to expand your networks and all of that. And so definitely that is, like our focus. That is what defines our work at Women for Global Fund. Now, moving forward, moving to the next question on basically the possibility of us having an in-person meeting this year, I think it's really very important for us to flag that we have 10 national focal points with 10 flourishes, and that makes a total of 110. And so if we are saying that we are going to be flying in 110 of you for a convent, it's going to be me not being really honest, because our funds really are not able to cover for that currently. And that is why we are making it possible for, like Flourishers to be able to be part and parcel of our activities virtually in every way possible, and also supporting national focal points for in-country activities like what we are doing currently. So that would literally not be a question I can answer. Our global coordinator should have been in a better position to answer this question, but she couldn't because of the time zone difference. It's definitely the earliest AMs of her time. And so it's not possible for her to be on this call. But yeah, it is really crucial for me to say this. So your participation, definitely, I think it's literally for you to be able to leverage the different opportunities we have been able to create for you, and more opportunities we are going to be creating this year, for you to leverage on them and use these opportunities to your advantage, because there's definitely like we are going to be doing things a little bit different, more disruptive this year, and we are hoping that you can be able to journey with us and be more committed to this cause, and to use every avenue we are creating for your capacity building, for your professional development, for your visibility and exposure, to use it judiciously and use it to your advantage. Yeah, thank you. I hope that answers your question. I don't know if Mula, your hand is raised, if you have any other question to ask. Thanks.
Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Brenda. I have a question. The document that you're sharing on your screen with us, is it just found mobile on your web, or it's Word documented on a paper as well? And then would you mind sharing the link where we can get that information from?
I'm sorry, please come again.
I was asking if the documents that you're sharing on your screen, is it well documented on a paper, or is just on a web?
Oh, it's actually, you can, okay. I think we'll do it this way. The link has been posted. I actually posted the link on the chat section. Just go to the site. All the documents are on paper. They're actually attached to every segment. So you can just download it directly and be able to do all the reading you need to read. I hope that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So when I look at my time, we're going to take a break. The time is at 10:49. Maybe we can get back at 11:15, so that we have our break. We get refreshed. If you need to use the ladies, you get to use the ladies. If you want to put your powder and look beautiful, please, this is the time that we need to do that. So see you at 11:20. My time says 11:20. I think we can now start the meeting. Hoping you guys had a good break. You were refreshed. The team here enjoyed their snacks, their makeup was on point for the photos afterwards. So we're now going to go straight to our next presentation that is going to be from Adia and Brenda. And in this presentation, they're going to present about our Women for Global Fund digital dossier and tools, including CLM, scorecards, guide your GC7 Pathfinder, empowering women's knowledge of GC7 allocation cycle 2023 to 2025, and guide navigating gender transformation in GC7. So over to you, Brenda and Adia.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bester. I will just share my screen. Okay. So Brenda already, present to you quickly our digital dossier. So, just to show you how you can access the digital dossier on our website. So you go to our website and then you go to news and socials, and then you click on news and updates. After that, you go here and you find the link to the digital dossier, where you can find all our resources and the documents that we have produced, but also the documents that we found very important that our partners have produced, whether on HIV, TB, or malaria. So we have gathered, documentation on the Global Fund process, on advocacy, on how to how to be engaged in the Global Fund, funding request, how to make sure that gender approaches are included in the funding request. So here, when you go to the link, so you will find the digital dossier. You can also share it with, other women through this QR code and through all our social media. So it is very friendly. It will enable you to get access to very many resources that will, equip you with the knowledge and advocacy messages backed by evidence. And you will find also all the information about the Global Fund 2023-2025 allocation cycle that just started this year. So, just to understand how we organize the digital dossier, so we have the mentorship program presentations. So as I've told you before, we had several trainings in different countries, such as Morocco, Ghana, India, Tanzania, about, the Global Fund processes and engagement. And you will find the presentations there, you will find the recording. And when you get to attend, and to see the recording, it's like you participated to the training. So I think it is a very important step for you to make sure to really dive into these programs and to learn about the Global Fund allocation cycle. We have also some informations notes. We have a community toolbox for the grant cycle 7. So we gathered, some informations note from the Global Fund, from the partners, and also information about the application process, the criteria. I know that now the funding requests, have been accepted for almost all countries, and they are starting the implementation of the grants from January, from this year. But it is good also to understand how the Global Fund, what are the criterias, how they are funding countries, how they are funding women-led organizations, what are the main priorities for most women organizations, what is the gender equality strategy of the Global Fund. So you will find all the information in this part. Also, you will find tools for advocacy and women engagement. You will find informations and examples of advocacy briefs and policy briefs that we have produced, that we have shared with the CCMs, with the different stakeholders. So if in case you want to maybe write an advocacy brief, you can take this example, and you can also reach out to us so we can support you as we did with the other countries. And you will have other communication products and tools. So when you click in this link, you will go directly to the digital dossier, and it is presented like this. So you will have the different parts of the digital dossier, which are the presentation of the mentorship program, as I told you. So you have the training on key aspects of the Global Fund. We have it in English and in French as well. You have a presentation on gender assessment. You have the recording of the sessions with all the countries in this part. So I invite you to really dive in this part and to really try to understand the presentation. If you have any questions related to that, don't hesitate to contact us via email or on the WhatsApp group. And of course, we can make sure that we either organize a session with you or we answer your questions directly. Here, you have all the information regarding Grant Cycle 7. So we gathered here examples of reports, of documents that are produced either by Women for Global Fund or by other partners. For example, if I go here, we can find a guide to support CLM data and decision making. So it is from ITPC Global in partnership with Stop TB Partnerships. So we will have all the information there. You can also download the informations. You have, for example, the Malaria Matchbox tool. So you can find different kinds of documents that we feel are very important for women to have, and at least to take a look at it, so you can be informed about HIV, TB, and malaria response. You can also, in this link, if you, from your side, find any document that you think is relevant to this digital dossier, you can add it. So you can, fill the form, and you can also tell us where you want this document to be presented, and then you can add the file. So we can also add it to our digital dossier. After that, we have the advocacy and women engagement, where we have documents also that we have produced. For example, as I told you, we have been supporting other countries for their advocacy brief, technical brief that we have shared with CCM during the funding request process. So here is one example that we did for the Pink Box initiative, and we did it with our national focal point in Tanzania. So it was shared with the CCM. So we can find here also the information regarding that. You have also the scorecards that we have produced, and now I will talk about that later. And you have some advocacy briefs. Tanzania, you have a national HIV strategic, the NSP from Ghana. So different documents that are very important. You have the UNA's gender assessment tool, and I really invite you to take a look at this document because it is very important, and to also be informed about the gender assessment in Zambia. I don't know if it has been done or what were the results, and if there was any follow-up. So we can do that together. We can support you for the gender assessment in Zambia. Here you have key information regarding the Global Fund process. So you have, documents related to the technical review panel that reviews the funding request after the submission. We have, information regarding, the 2023 allocation cycle. We have the frequently asked question. This is one of the documents that you have to start with, so we can really understand the basics of the Global Fund process. You have, I mean, all the documents necessary to understand all the cycle, the technical brief on equity, human rights, gender equality, and malaria. And so, I mean, please take time to review everything, because it is really important for your, I mean, capacity building, to enable you to really advocate for I mean, gender response. And if you don't understand, I mean, how the Global Fund, I mean, proceeds, it will be complicated to really understand the key moments where we have to advocate, where we have to meet with stakeholders, where we have to have evidence about our key asks. So it is important to understand this. Here we have, I mean, other communication products and tools. I mean, what we have shared on Instagram, for example. Here we have an example of a post we did on what's new in Grant Cycle 7. So you have different slides and, I mean, posts on Instagram to understand it and to simplify the informations. And we also have some important documents that Women for Global Fund has produced, which that you will find here, which are, I mean, honestly, for me, the guide on Grant Cycle 7. So we did a guide to enable women to really navigate, I mean, gender transformation in GC7. So we try to simplify the cycle, the Grant Cycle 7, and to make it really friendly, a little bit sexy. I mean, something that you will want to read, and it will be easier to understand it. So here you can find, I mean, the purpose of the guide. You can understand, I mean, the windows, the submission windows about Grant Cycle 7. You can explore the allocations, I mean, submission window and other informations, and also understand the Global Fund 2023-2028 strategy. I mean, you can take, I invite you also to go to the Global Fund website, where you can find the executive summary of their strategy. It is also important to read. And here we give some tips for women and girls to how to engage in every step of the process, which is the review of the national strategic plan, which is how to be engaged in the country dialogue, how to be engaged in the community consultations, in the funding request process, grant making, implementation, and monitoring of the cycle of the, I'm sorry, of the program. Here, so we have all the steps, we have tips. And if you have any question regarding, I mean, the tips we are giving you, and you want to really know how to be engaged, we are here to support you, to really clarify, I mean, these aspects, and also to support you in, I mean, in reality, on how to be engaged with stakeholders and with the CCMs. So this is an important document as well that, I mean, you have to have with you. And we also did like a summary of this document. It's like fact sheets with the information on the GC7 allocation cycle, different steps. So here you have clearly the different steps of the country, I mean, of the submission from the country, how the engagement action plan can look like, how you need to gather information on the grant cycle, how you need to work on developing a communication plan, to have consultations and dialogue with other partners, with other movements, to be sure that you are really on the same understanding, same path, and also to make sure that you have access to the final funding draft sharing from the writing team, and to be part also of the monitoring, evaluation, and oversight during the implementation, which means the next 3 years that you are monitoring, I mean, the services related to Global Fund programs. So this is a summary of the other one. It is also interesting to have it, and also if possible, to share it with your networks, with other young women that cannot access the information easily. And in each document, you have the link for more resources, so you can navigate, I mean, the gender transformation guide that I showed you and the digital dossier. We have also, I mean, prepared scorecards. So the scorecards are a tool that will allow community members to really assess and track the performance of activities, programs in their countries. We have done that within the project of the cervical cancer that I talked about earlier. And we have produced several scorecards, one on ARVs, point of care, one on prevention of mother-to-child transmission, one on comprehensive sexuality education in schools, one on PrEP, and other scorecards like GBV and etc. So these scorecards are used by, I mean, community health workers or I mean, in the community centers where we want to really assess the quality of services. And as you see, we have here a scoring definition where we do interviews with beneficiaries and really assess, I mean, the quality of the service. So it is really important to maybe share this with also your partners who want to do some community-led monitoring, and to explain to them, I mean, how to use the scorecards. And as I told you, we are also available to explain that to you and to your network who wants to use the scorecards. So when we go back to the digital dossier, so as I told you, we still have, I mean, some advocacy briefs, position notes that we did. I mean, we did a position note to talk about, in general, inclusion of women's and girls' needs in Grant Cycle 7. So we have, I mean, highlighted the challenge that women are facing, I mean, to access health services. We have worked on some recommendations. We have highlighted the surveys that we did with ICW and important recommendations that are also, I mean, good to know. I mean, in case maybe you have a meeting with the Ministry of Health representative, with the CCM, with UNAIDS. So it will be good also to have this kind of recommendation in mind, and also to adapt this recommendation to your national or local context in Zambia. So it is really, really specific. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. And I've put the link of the website, and specifically the one that gets you to the digital dossier, so you can have the information quickly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aga. That was a very good presentation, so much information. And my team here are so interested to just get hands-on. I don't know if Brenda would want to add anything this far.
Not really, Vesta. Aliyah has literally touched on everything. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. When I look at our agenda, it shows that was the last thing on our agenda. So I'm still going to throw it back to you, Brenda. Is there anything that you feel we need to stress on, or we needed to talk about?
No, nothing from my end. Just literally thanking each and every one for making out time to be here for today's webinar, both on-site and, both online and in person. We're really very grateful, really very excited kicking off this way with Flourishers from Zambia. And we look forward towards collaborating with you through different thematic areas of work and activities moving forward. It was really a very worthwhile meeting that we had with you, and with so much to draw from that would literally shape engagement calendar for national focal points and their Flourish group members. So thank you so much. Thank you. And on behalf of the global coordinator, I also want to say a very big thank you as well to you all for making time out to be here. And also special thanks to the Women for Global Fund team as well for being on board for this. Thank you all so much. Thank you very much, Besta, for this initiative. It is really very worthwhile. And we are really very grateful that you could come up with this and we could have it today. Thanks.
That you'd want to add on, or whatever Brenda has said is what you had planned?
So sorry, Bester, I couldn't hear you.
So I was asking, is there something that you'd want to add from what Brenda just said?
And I think I want to thank you as well for this initiative. I mean, it was really great meeting, I mean, the Flourish group in Zambia, and I'm looking forward to working with you, to collaborating with each one of you. And I think that your participation today really reflects your strong belief in the power of advocacy and community-driven initiative. And I mean, as the gender advocacy lead, I'm really eager to support you in your advocacy work and the efforts, and to really work together in a really powerful advocacy campaign and engaging with the stakeholders, policymakers on issues related to gender equality, human rights in general. So I really invite you to reach out to us anytime you need any support, and to also suggest ideas, on campaigns, on advocacy messages. And we are always here to give more visibility and to highlight, the key messages you want to share. So thank you again for your time, and looking forward to collaborating with you soon.
All right, thank you so much. So at this point, I would want to request that we have our cameras turned on from every place that you're at. Please have your cameras turned on so that we get to see your beautiful faces. You get to see my beautiful face for the first time, Yeah, so can we all turn our cameras? Even the people in-house can turn their cameras, because our colleagues in the diaspora, our colleagues in Morocco, like me and Alia are in Morocco right now, would want to see your faces. Can we turn our cameras on for the sake of earlier in Morocco and Marrakesh as I speak, and the wind from my end? Yeah.
Sorry, Bester, we cannot hear you well.
Besta, we cannot hear you well.
Can I use
I'm
my?
so sorry. Yeah.
Is it Airtel or
Hi, can you get me now?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm saying I would really like people to turn on their cameras so that it's easy for Alia to get a group photo of all of us. Even if you're in the room right now, let the people from Kitwe, Western Province, where Brenda is, like the two Brendas that have joined in. So where the both Brendas are, for me and Alia, who are in Casablanca, Marrakesh, as in Morocco, you know. So Alia, please call me. We can link up after this call. Yeah. So yeah, so please, I want to see your lovely faces. I want to see your lovely faces. Brenda is already smiling.
Oh yeah, Brenda's are cute.
Tafara, I can't see you. Mola, I can't see you. Vivian, I can't see you. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's Brenda?
Hi, Brenda. I'm good. How are you too?
I'm good. I'm also fine. Good
Nice
to
to
see
hear. I'm excited to hear that. It's good to see you too.
you.
Bester, can we have the camera on for the people who are in person?
So are you able to see me earlier? I'm here.
Yes.
So this is the
I
face
just
that you're
took a
going to see when
picture.
we meet. Where are we meeting? Are you in Casablanca or Marrakesh? Where are you?
In Marrakesh. I will invite you, Esther. You talked about Marrakesh. I know you went to Morocco.
Okay, so it's like people are having challenges with connecting because of bandwidth and bad network. So I just want to say a special thank you to each and every person that has joined us today. Thank you to the Women for Global Fund team for their technical support, financial support, and also ensuring that we as flourishers are doing the most, focal point people also doing the most, in that the agenda for Women for Global Fund is not only an in-house thing, but we're going to go across borders, across nations, and ensuring that adolescent girls and young women are protected and prevented from tuberculosis, malaria, and HIV, and that the fight continues till we see a decrease in the numbers. We get to hit our 1990. Our processes in our countries, especially Zambia, is moving according to the expectations that we want to see. So a special thank you. We're going to send our photos, apologies. We're looking nice, you're going to like them. And also a special thanks to Angela, who's not with us, but she's been so instrumental when it comes to the running of Global Fund, and you, the team as well, Brenda and Alia, for being hands-on. I know our time difference has really been here and there, but you had to wake up early for our sake. Thank you so much. And please share the recording with me so that I get to share it in the group. Thank you so much and have a good day. But before you go, even those that are online, I've got some good news for you. You know, we don't do life alone, and for us to get where we are today, the team, the Women for Global Fund team, have got a special gift for each and every one of you, minus Alia and Brenda. We'll get for you next time.
When you say Brenda, please be specific. Which Brenda?
No, you Brenda. Brenda Zambia, you're here. Brenda Zambia here. Brenda Women for Global Fund. Next time, we'll think of you. So we have gifts for you. I'm going to make sure that if I have someone that is coming to an area, the gift is going to be given. I won't show you what's in the gift, but one thing I will do is I just want you to have a feel. Are you able to see all those? It's a surprise. So we're going to give the team Lusaka. So here you are, Gwen. This is us as Women for Global Fund saying thank you so much for being a part. Patricia, here you are. Thank you. So that's just some guesswork over there with a card. A handwritten card. I know some of us didn't receive our Valentine's gift, but we're a thoughtful team. So here's Sanana and Chiza, here you are. Tasha, here you are. So for those that did not receive your Valentine's gift, we are a thoughtful people. So for those that are online, you receive your gifts as well. Have a great day and bye.
Thank you, Bester. This is so sweet. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.